Imposter syndrome is a psychological occurrence. A lot of people who have it doubt their skills, they doubt their abilities. Often they think that they're not even qualified, to the extent that they might even think that they're a fraud, even though they're in a great position. And so, again, Jimmy, starting with you, I've run into so many security professionals that are great people. They know what they're talking about, they're doing good work. Yet, every second of every day, they think that somebody is going to discover that they really aren't as good as they are. What are some of the things that you do to encourage your people to not feel like they're imposters or frauds? Because I think that answer to that question is also going to help people who are looking to move into the profession and move up in the profession really have confidence about what they're doing and how they're doing it, and that they really are prepared for success.
So there are several points to that, but one of the things that I see that's consistent with people who do have the imposter syndrome is they come from a background that it's not normal to have that position. If you're the president's son, then you used to hang around presidents and executives. So for you to be the next president is something that's normal. You don't feel like an imposter, that's just your peers. So when we come from backgrounds where we're maybe not of the same economic means, and tech has changed lives to where, at least for me, when I worked at a machine operator before college, I made like $50,000, $60,000 a year, and I thought that was amazing money. Now, you would do that for a contract or something, but and so the numbers in tech have become so staggering that we love it, but it's alarming to us that we can get paid that much to do something we actually love. And so once we get past that fact that, yes, the money, make the money the abstraction. What are we doing? How are we leading? And who are we surrounding ourselves with? The other thing about that question that ends up happening as well is that hopefully we are choosing positions that are a little beyond our current capability. We don't want to be doing the same position over the 10 years, doing the same thing over and over again. We're not stretching ourselves. And that stretch, there has to be some hesitation because we don't know what the future is going to be. We don't know if we will hit it 100% right, but we know that we should target that. And so by shooting for something that's really hard to hit, by aiming for that goal that's amazingly high, that can make you feel like, and getting it. It's like, I really got that thing that I dreamed about. And to me, I tell people my story. I was like, I'm on my second bucket list. Because my first bucket list when I was in high school, I was a little country boy from Texas. So I was like, oh, yeah, drive have a motorcycle, do all these little things that you think are big at the time. And so if you take that same mentality and you extrapolate it, the imposter thinks that what they're doing is so big than what they thought it was. When it's really just, everything now is just touchable and tangible, and lean on your network when that hits you, because you will find many peers around who will share your common story and help you feel grounded that you're not an imposter, you do belong. And there's, especially with the internet, there's trolls. Do not feed the trolls. Know that, believe in yourself, work with your peers, and especially these panelists, like, talk to people, because you have so many people around you who have been through similar things, not your same path. Everybody has a unique path, but who's been through similar things, who's been through obstacles, and that chip on our shoulder is what's the motivation that takes us from being a great person to an all-American, all-world person.
Yeah, it's one of the things I spend a lot of time doing on the most, and to believe it or not, with the senior folks, because of the job searching system. People think they're getting rejected, and I'm like, hello, you're not getting rejected. You don't even know what the job was. You talked to somebody, and I guarantee you still don't know what the job is. So how were you rejected? What you're dealing with is the broken system. So I think that really people just got to own that. And then, like yourself, I was trained to act as if, act as if you're you're confident. Act as if you're knowledgeable. That doesn't mean fake it. It means act it, be it. Just it. What's the difference? It is the state of being versus the thoughts. And so, I want to say to everybody that humans are super capable of doing whatever they want, and there should be no shoulding on us all. I was trained that shoulding is shitty on each other. There's nothing you should do. It's about what do you want to do, and when you know what you want to do, you'll be confident. When you can have clarity, you'll be more confident, and then the rest is speaking and practicing talking. A lot of us came up through sales. Some of us didn't. At the end of the day, there was a little bit of a naturalness to my gab. It had to be refined to become an executive for sure. But those of us that don't have it as natural just need to practice it more in the beginning. That's all. You can do it. You can do anything you want to do. You can be technical, non-technical. You can be both. You can you can literally do what you want to do. So to me, I think it's a lot of everyday self-affirmations and surrounding yourself by the people that think the same way and live life the same way, positive energy. And when things are tough, go to those people and get your mind, picked up. It's not just you, it's everybody's figuring this out.
I love this question, and one of the things I really enjoy about it is I think it brings our focus a little bit beyond. I think there's been a lot of focus today on when you're not yet in the industry, breaking into the industry, and there are certainly people who are in the industry who are rising in the industry, and folks in that position are going to face different challenges. First and foremost, I want to say, no one knows everything about everything. And sometimes, you go to a meetup or you attend a conference and you find yourself standing with a little circle of people. And sometimes it just feels like every person in that circle is just talking to try and show off how smart they are. And that to me is not very interesting, and I think that, what's interesting from an imposter or not imposter perspective is, do I know the purpose of my job and do I do it very, very well? Do I understand the context of my role and how it interplays with other folks? And do I understand the impact? Do I understand the positive value of the work that I do? Sometimes I'll admit I totally have imposter syndrome. Everyone I know has experienced it at one point or another. And for me, one of the things that I have found that helps sometimes, particularly if I'm giving a new talk that I've never given before, a lot of times I'll try and show up a little early, and if there are other folks there early, I'll say to them, hey, tell me a little bit about why you chose to spend your time coming here today. And when I have a couple of those folks chats with people, that can really help me. I also want to say, and I'm observing one of my team members go through this right now. Really great people, sometimes you rise and you keep rising and you keep rising, and you know what happens? All the haters come out. And that is a prime opportunity for imposter syndrome. And I encourage folks, when they know that really what's happening is they're rising, because maybe they've received a promotion, maybe they've received an expansion in their role, and haters are just going to hate. They're going to come out from everywhere. And I think, and what happens, unfortunately, is to the rising star, it's a real opportunity to doubt oneself. But I encourage folks, if you're experiencing something like this, I encourage folks to think of it like this. If people are hating on you, more than likely, it actually means that you're rising. So just want to, share some perspective and say that it definitely happens to all of us. And we each have an opportunity, no matter where we are in our careers, to listen to the people that we trust and respect. Who cares what somebody says about you if it's not a very nice thing? If you don't like or respect that person, it doesn't matter. Trust the people that you like and respect. And when they say good things about you, believe them. And when they say constructive feedback to you, try and be open to it.
Well, similar to Caroline's story, I'll start with myself. When I got promoted to come actually here and run the Southeast, I was scared to death. It was the biggest promotion I ever had in my life. And I looked, the guy was here before me and the people that are at the executive level, and I said, God, I don't belong here. And there was a gentleman by the name of David Barry, who was a senior VP. He brought me aside because he actually saw it on my face. He brought me aside. He says, hey, all these people here put on their clothes the same way you put your clothes on this morning. All these people here have the same concerns that you were playing in your head, but we can actually see yours play out live. But we all have the same questions. And that calmed me down to a great extent that I was able to go ahead and function. Now, how I use that to help people that come through my office is that, look, here's a role that you want to do. Here's a role that you can do based on what I've seen in your paperwork, and more importantly, based on how you've articulated what you do and what value you bring. Any company who's looking at you is looking for the value that you bring to them and can help them with their current need. As long as you know you can do that and believe you can do that, you can do that. And what you don't know, you'll learn it. Don't be so hard on yourself. Go forward, move forward with it. And I tend to get people relaxed and get away from that. But it pops up as ugly, even today. It pops up as ugly head from time to time with what I do now. But you've just got to believe in yourself and got to believe it. You're going to get through this, and it's just a moment in time. But you will get through it.